Ever wondered which cities in the US have earned a reputation for being the meanest? The places where a simple smile might be met with a scowl, or where friendliness feels like a foreign concept? In this video, we're diving into the top 5 meanest cities in America. From unexpected snubs in Salt Lake City to the edgy streets of New Orleans, these cities have developed a tough exterior that might just leave you wanting to steer clear. So, are you ready to uncover the truth? Let's find out. Number 5. New York, New York, New York City, the city that never sleeps and apparently doesn't have time for pleasantries either. While it may surprise some that the Big Apple isn't number 1 on our list, it certainly has a reputation for being tough. But what makes New Yorkers seem so mean? It's easy to stereotype them as rude, but there's a bit more to it. The city is a melting pot of people from all walks of life, each bringing their own attitudes. Native New Yorkers, often in a rush, can be a bit brusque, but they're not heartless. They're the ones who might give you directions even if they're late to their next appointment. However, don't mistake their help for warmth. They're fiercely protective of their own. If you cross a New Yorker, especially when it comes to family or personal belongings, you might witness a level of intensity that can be intimidating. And yes, New Yorkers have a notorious reputation for shoplifting, making shopkeepers extra cautious. So, while New York City is iconic and full of energy, it's also a place where you need to watch your step, literally and figuratively. Number 4. Salt Lake City, Utah. Salt Lake City might be known for its picturesque landscapes and friendly reputation, but scratch the surface, and a different story emerges. While many people find the city charming, not everyone gets the same warm welcome. For people of color, in particular, the experience can be quite different. There are stories of blatant rudeness, like being pushed on the street without an apology, and experiences of indifference, such as the hours-long ordeal one visitor faced after losing a credit card at the airport. Even in the realm of sports, the city's darker side shows itself. NBA fans have been banned for life due to racist behavior, highlighting an undercurrent of prejudice that many would rather ignore. White NBA veteran Kyle Korver has spoken out about the stark differences in how white and black players are treated in Salt Lake City, revealing a city that is, at times, unwelcoming to those who are different. While the city might greet you with a smile, not everyone is treated equally, making Salt Lake City a complex place where friendliness can be deceiving. Number 3. Douglasville, Georgia. Douglasville, Georgia, may not immediately come to mind when considering mean cities, but it certainly has earned its spot on this list. This small city is known for its fierce local pride, which can sometimes border on hostility. When Douglasville was ranked among the worst places to live in Georgia, locals reacted with surprising aggression. Their defensive attitude can come off as quite intimidating to outsiders. But it's not just the residents who contribute to Douglasville's reputation. The local justice system also plays a significant role. Many residents find themselves entangled in a legal web that seems designed to keep them in financial trouble. Public defenders are scarce, leaving individuals to navigate a complex and often biased court system on their own. Stories of unfair trials and harsh penalties are not uncommon. One resident even chose to leave his home rather than face the harsh consequences of unpaid mortgages in Douglasville. The city's infrastructure reflects its economic struggles, with outdated buildings and visible neglect. Despite the financial burdens placed on its residents, there is little sign of improvement or investment. Douglasville's combination of defensive locals and a harsh legal system creates an environment that many would prefer to avoid, securing its spot as one of the meanest cities in the USA. Number 2. Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi stands as a stark reminder of the deep-seated racial issues that continue to affect many cities across America. For African Americans living in Jackson, the echoes of past racial discrimination are all too real. The city's history of segregation and racial injustice lingers in the daily experiences of its residents. Many people in Jackson have become resigned to the unfair treatment they face, with phrases like, "They could never let us have nothing nice," reflecting a deep-seated acceptance of systemic inequality. This pervasive racism impacts various aspects of life in Jackson. The divide is evident in the treatment of residents, the quality of services, and even in social interactions. Fumi Franklin of the Jackson Free Press has described Jackson's racism as a unique and deeply ingrained phenomenon, coining it Mississippi racism. This form of prejudice feels more intense and pervasive than in many other places. The city's warm southern hospitality can quickly give way to a cold, uncomfortable reality for people of color. Jackson's contrast between its cultural richness and the harshness of racial discrimination makes it a particularly challenging place for African Americans. The city's deep-rooted prejudices overshadow its many positive attributes, creating an environment that is often harsh and unwelcoming. Despite its historical significance and cultural heritage, Jackson's ongoing racial issues earn it a spot as one of the meanest cities in America. Number 1. New Orleans, Louisiana. At the top of our list is New Orleans, Louisiana, a city famous for its vibrant culture, delicious food, and lively music scene. However, behind its festive facade, the city has developed a reputation for being one of the meanest places in the U.S. The contrast between its cultural allure and its tough demeanor can be striking. In New Orleans, interactions with locals can be unpredictable. Enter a store, and you might face irritated cashiers who seem annoyed by your presence or experience an unfriendly attitude if you make additional requests. The city's homeless population can also be particularly aggressive, often resorting to intimidation rather than polite requests for help. Walking through the streets can feel like navigating a maze of potential confrontations. Even the city's famed southern hospitality has a sharp edge. Complimenting someone or engaging in casual conversation might quickly escalate into a threatening situation, with locals offering warnings disguised as advice. Don't get yourself killed out here now, baby. This blend of charm and aggression creates a unique and unsettling atmosphere that is hard to ignore. While New Orleans offers a rich cultural experience, its underlying hostility and aggressive interactions make it the meanest city in America. So, there you have it. The top 5 meanest cities in the USA. Whether it's the intense energy of New York City, the deceptive charm of Salt Lake City, or the outright hostility of New Orleans, these cities have earned their reputations for being tough places to live or visit. But remember, every city has its good and bad sides, and not everyone's experience will be the same. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in our next video.